AITA for wanting to call off my wedding because my fiancé's stepmother keeps insisting we're siblings. So I, 23F, am engaged to my fiancé, Daniel, 24M. He's the son of a very wealthy businessman, and to be honest, I come from a much more humble background. We met a few years ago at a mutual friends party and hit it off immediately. We have a ton in common. Same sense of humor, similar values, we're both super family-oriented, and we have the same weird taste in music. We even share similar quirks and habits that make us seem like we've known each other forever. Basically, we just click. Here's where the problem starts. Daniel's father remarried a few years ago to a woman named Valerie. She's in her mid-40s and, well, let's just say she's not the nicest person. She's always been kind of cold to me, but I didn't think much of it. A little passive-aggressive here and there, but nothing crazy. However, over the last few months, things have started getting out of hand. Valerie started making these strange comments, usually when we're alone or in private settings. She has started implying that Daniel and I are too close for fiancés. The first time she said it, I laughed it off, thinking it was some weird joke. But then it kept happening. She started pushing the idea that Daniel and I are not just fiancé and fiancée, but rather brother and sister in some kind of spiritual or emotional sense. She kept saying things like, "It's just like the way real siblings can talk for hours about nothing," or "You two look so much alike. I'm surprised you haven't figured out you're actually related." I thought she was just being bizarre, but it kept escalating. At one point, she showed up at one of our family gatherings with this family tree thing that supposedly proves Daniel and I could be distant cousins. The family laughed it off, but the whole thing left me feeling unsettled. I'm not sure why she's so obsessed with this narrative, but she even started calling us the twins in front of other people, which made me feel super uncomfortable. I've talked to Daniel about it a few times, and he says I'm overthinking it, that Valerie is just trying to get under my skin. But at this point, I'm not so sure. I feel like Valerie is intentionally trying to paint us as siblings to make me feel uncomfortable and to undermine our relationship, and it's really starting to mess with my head. We're supposed to get married in a few months, but now I'm seriously considering calling it off. I don't know if I can marry into a family that has this kind of weird, toxic dynamic. I don't want to feel like a part of this twisted narrative that's being forced on us. Daniel says I'm letting Valerie win by even thinking about this, but it's messing with my head so much that I don't know if I can go through with it. So, AITA for thinking about calling off my wedding because of Valerie's insistence that Daniel and I are siblings. Should I just brush it off like Daniel wants? Or is this a sign that something deeper is wrong here? Edit. Just to clarify, we're definitely not siblings or related in any way, shape, or form. Valerie has no evidence or reason to believe this. It's all just her weird fixation. Also, Daniel and I are both adamant about not being related in any way. We've been to family gatherings, and nobody in the family has mentioned this before. But Valerie is definitely the only one who keeps pushing this narrative. Edit. For those who are saying that I should not let this ruin my marriage, something that I forgot to add in this post was that she brings this up constantly. In family group chats, social situations, even in front of the children in this family. In public, when she brings this up, me and my fiancé get weird looks, and even the children of the family have been asking me if me and Daniel are actually brother and sister or not, which, to have to explain to a child that it's just the family's humor doesn't cut it. I've tried avoiding her, but Daniel's father claims it's me being sensitive and cruel, but I have actually lost sleep over this. Daniel told me a few days ago to just ignore it and it's just a funny joke, but when you become the butt of the joke, it's not funny anymore. His MIL has even met my family and questioned them about whether they had any distant family when we were looking at my wedding dresses, and to me, that is where it went too far. I love my fiancé with every fiber of my being, but he isn't defending me at all when I tell them that bringing up the fact that me and my fiancé could be in an incestuous relationship makes me uncomfortable. I feel completely alone on this, and I don't want to think about ruining our soon-to-be marriage, but I have considered it. Will I ultimately choose that? No, but I don't know if I want to be with someone who completely undermines my feels for the sake of his MIL, who ultimately does not have his nor my best interest at heart. I will bring this up to him again later today, or at a later date. I'll keep you all updated. Edit. A lot of you have a point. I don't think my fiancé is a red flag though. I'm assuming that is just how he and his family joke with each other, and since I'm not really the joking type, maybe I just don't understand it. You are one of the more understanding comments, which a lot of the others are not, and they just don't see how this has affected me and strained my relationship with my soon-to-be family. I've tried cutting off the MIL, but my fiancé and his father convinced me not to, and so it feels like I simply can't win in this situation. I texted my fiancé about this post and the comments, and he told me if I bring it up again, he will just remove me from the family group chat entirely. I feel as though he is mad at me, which maybe I have overreacted, but I'm not really the confrontational type, and he knows that, and it's his family. Since I am his soon-to-be wife, he should be understanding of that and of my boundaries, but he shuts me down each time, And I kind of feel like the now for making it such a big deal. He wants me to apologize to his family for the sake of peace, and to just go along with it in the sake of good fun. Doing that makes me feel like I am pushing aside my own feelings of the matter for the sake of a weird joke the MIL made. Should I apologize, or should I stand my ground? It feels like the latter to me.